Hello, I'm Deb Keyes with Stampin' on the Hill. Thanks for joining me today. I have a gatefold fun fold card for you today, but before we get started on that, I'm wondering, have you had a chance to look at the new January through April mini catalog? And what about a wish list? Is it huge? Is it over $100? The best value that Stampin' Up! Offers is to join Stampin' Up! And on a regular basis, you get $125 worth of product for $100. So if your wish list, and during celebration, you get even more. But if your wish list is over $100, the best value for you is to join, even if you've been a demonstrator before, and even if you know you don't want to keep up with the quarterly minimums. It's okay. You don't have to. You can drop. You can rejoin. That's the best thing about Stampin' Up! And the business model that they have is that they welcome hobby stampers who don't want to do it for a living. If you don't want to, you can. And I can help you with that too. But if you just want to have a hobby, we're there for you. There's all kinds of resources for hobby demonstrators. How about scrapbookers? Are you a scrapbooker? Have you tried scrapbooking? I'm considering trying it again myself. I tried it many years ago, and I find that me personally, I just don't take enough pictures or print them. I guess printing them is a bigger problem for me. But scrapbooking is making a comeback. So if you're interested in that, get in touch with me or check out online and see there is a new scrapbooking brochure that kind of coordinates with the January through April mini catalog. So, and although I have hard copies of the mini catalog and the celebration brochure, the scrapbooking brochure is only virtual. So if you need a copy of that specifically, get in touch with me and let me know and I'll get one to you. Okay, so the fun fold. The gatefold is just a variation of a card that opens from the middle. So let me show you my desktop here. And I wanted to share with you the Christmas card that I made, my husband and I, and he actually helped. If you were watching on Facebook in the middle of, well, I guess it was October, camping trips, we sat out there making pieces and parts to this. So this is a gatefold that opens like this. And I thought, well, maybe I would just share with you my inspiration, because the inspiration really came from the catalog and one of the samples. The catalogs are just so valuable to spark your creativity. So I took this and I used the colors. So this is pretty peacock on the outside, which is what I used. And then although their basic beige goes all the way to the top and the bottom, so I took that into account as well. But I wanted to make mine a gatefold card because I had this in my head since last year. I received a gatefold kind of a card. It wasn't a handmade one, but I received one last Christmas. Let me do the math here. 2023, I received one and I thought, you know what, next year I'm going to make my card that looks like that. Theirs was portrait instead of this one, and this is more landscape. But anyway, you get the idea. So this is what my Christmas card looked like this year, and this is where it came from. I also thought maybe you'd like to see my planning process. So what I did was this is how I do all of my designs ahead of time, is I just use some copy paper, okay? And my copy paper consists of what I named it. I knew it was going to be pretty peacock. It's 11 by 4 1/4. So 11 this way by 4 1/4. And then I scored it at 2 3/4 and 8 1/4. So that's what I have here. I had this layer that's going to be in the middle, which was 5 1/4 this way by 4. So that was my layer for the inside. And then I also drew out what this part, the front, was going to look like. It was going to be basic beige. I was going to make it 5 by 4 1/4 because this is 5. No, this is 4 1/4. I'm sorry. It's only 5 wide because I wanted it to be just a little bit shorter on the edges. So it's 4 1/4 this way, 5 this way. So what I planned to do with it was to run the whole piece of basic beige through the folder, add my color, and then cut it in half. So that's what I did. But this is my planning process and how I actually create templates. You know, you can always throw copy paper out, right? So, and when you come to, if you came to a Christmas card club, this is what we do. We design our stuff on just copy paper. So anyway, I thought maybe that would be helpful maybe for somebody else. Today, we're going to be using Melon Mambo and Chai Shamrock. We're going to be using the Layering Leaves stamp set. And we're going to be using this free Celebration DSP. This is 12 by 12. I believe I've shown it to you before. It's called Bloom Impressions. And this is free with a qualifying purchase during Celebration, which is only through the end of February. So make sure, and sometimes it's only as supplies last. So don't wait till the last minute if you're going to fall in love with this DSP. So I have pieces here. I've got a piece that is 12 inches by 5 1/4. I have to double check my measurements here a second. 12 by 5 1/4. Then we ended up scoring that at 2 inches and at 4 inches and then at 8 inches and 10 inches. Okay, we scored. And then we pretty much decide which side of the paper we want to do. So I could either do it like this, or I could do it like this. This is just another variation of a gatefold opening from the center. We also have a piece of Chai Shamrock because that's the color of the green. And I found that by looking at the back of the DSP pack. So this is going to end up fitting on here so that our actual overall card size is the same as the normal card size that we use, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. You thought I forgot. I kind of did. So then I have a piece for the middle, and the basic white for the middle is 3 3/4 by 5, and that's just so that it will layer in here nicely. And then I also have a petunia pop, which is 2 1/2 by 3, and a basic white that this is going to layer together. So this one is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. All right. So let me show you how this goes together. I chose for this to be the outside. So what you're going to do is fold this down, and I liked to kind of fold it loosely, and then make sure that my centers come together before I use my bone folder, and make sure that I crease it all nice and tight there. Okay, so that it actually comes together then in the middle. So what we can do with this now is we can just glue it right down because we're good, right? And all the rest of the pieces that I didn't do a lot of stamping on this just because the idea is the fun fold portion of it, not the actual card. So I didn't do a lot of stamping for this. So we're going to add this. Looks like it should get taken over just a bit. There we go. There we go. All right. So now it opens, and it's the right size for our envelope to go in. So let's set this aside and do just a little bit of stamping. So what I thought I was going to do is let's bring in just a piece of, this is just scratch paper. It's just copy paper as well. And we're going to use our Melon Mambo. This is one of my colors that I haven't yet got a new one of. I've been trying to swap out the old style for the new style cases, ink pad cases, but I haven't gotten as far to do that yet. So I'm going to ink this up in Melon Mambo, and I'm going to stamp this right in the middle. If it's hard for you to concentrate because I have this other stamp on the back side, well, then pull it off for now. I don't like that. Let's flip it over and try again. It's kind of crooked. Let's take this off. Maybe we could see it better if we're not talking and we can, okay. If I line this up with my grids and then line this up, clearly I don't have it on the block straight, but it looks like I can kind of eyeball the straight happy 2 there. Much better, much better. And let's just bring in a little chamois action here so that I don't get ink all over my hand when I try to do this side. All right, so now I'm going to, like I said, this is very, very simple, quick and easy. I'm going to bring in Shy Shamrock, and I'm going to, this one's going to be dark. You can see how dark the Shy Shamrock is just by looking at this. And I just want a little hint of leaves, so I'm going to stamp it off first, and then I'm going to do this down here. If you don't have a glass mat, make sure you put something underneath your layers that you're stamping on. So, I mean, this will wipe right off because this is glass. And then we're going to do this one more time and put it up here. I can kind of see where my thing is right through my block, where my words are. And we're going to clean. Oh, you know what? I wanted to do the inside a minute too, as long as we have it out. And again, I mean, I could go full strength on the inside, but I really, well, let's see what it looks like. We can always turn it over, right? And I got it all over my fingers. So if I do a couple of them, I do full strength and then another one and maybe another one. Oh, that one's not so bad. That kind of looks nice. I think I like it. All right. So otherwise, if I didn't like it, I could flip it over and try again. So I think I'm going to like this. So we'll close up the ink pad. We're done with that. And this, I don't have a greeting yet for the inside. You know, I tell my customers that come for my in-person card classes, if you have stamps at home and you're not sure what this is going to be for yet, don't put the greetings or the sentiments in them yet. Wait until you know what you want to use that card for and then write happy birthday or get well or whatever the case may be. If you don't have any kind of word stamps at home, you pretty much have to do it while you're making the card in the first place at my card class. But I encourage them to take it home and add their greetings later when they know what they're going to use that card for. All right, so I'm going to layer this on here. All right, now the trickiest part of this whole thing is figuring out where we're going to put it here and only gluing one side of it. So I'm going to flip this upside down. This is going to give me an idea that I only want to glue right here. And I'm only going to glue right there. I just want to use just a little bit because we don't want to glue it shut, right? So I want this kind of right in the middle. So I'm going to glue it here and we're going to open it, and there it is. That's the gatefold. And then my Christmas card was yet one other variation of a gatefold. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to check the camera to make sure. Sometimes I hit a button and all of a sudden you get a split screen. I think I did that a couple weeks ago. You just have a split screen and it's everything's so little, and I apologize for that. But usually I try to check like partway through to make sure that I didn't accidentally hit something, and I forgot today. So, Oh, I know. I forgot the gems again. Wait, let's try this again. I have the 2024 through 26 in color resin dots. I forgot to put them on. These are flat, a lot flatter than some of the things that we've used. And you can take your pick tool. It's got a flat end on it. I think I'm just going to use the light colored pink ones instead of trying to bring yet another color in. And let's just go a big one down here and a little one down here and then one more little one. Oh, I'll find that one later. One more little one here. Stick one up here somewhere. Usually try to go in threes or, an odd number. That's typically what the designers do. And if we're going to pretend to be one, we might as well pretend just like them, right? All right. So there we go. Now it's done. Okay. Seems like I always forget the details until afterward. I'm glad I checked my notes before I was done. All right. So I wanted to tell you next week I will be live in Facebook doing mystery stamping. There is Monday there was a post. I think that's how it goes. Nope. Next week, Wednesday, is the mystery stamping on Wednesday. On that Monday, so this coming Monday, I will have the post of the first clue so that you can gather your supplies and cut your pieces of cardstock and coordinating pieces of paper, DSP, whatever you're going to use. There's also a Facebook event that I created. And if you choose to select going to that, then Facebook will remind you when it actually comes about so you don't forget. Let's see. What else haven't I told you recently? Of course, get the newsletter. And the join special, we talked about that at the beginning. Best value ever. And I would love for you to, if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. I would also love for you to join under me if that's what you choose to do. And like I said, if you've got a wish list of $100 or more, that's the best value. So make sure you cash in on the best value. Until next time, thanks for watching.